Okay, several years ago, I got on the bandwagon with soaking my nuts and seeds. And at the time, I really appreciated videos that people were doing on YouTube that showed how to do it. It was my first time. It seems pretty straightforward to me now. Like, why would you need that? But I remember I sought it out. And now that I do it pretty regularly and it's years later, it's no big deal. But I thought, I can make a video that people might find helpful, and I'd be happy to share this information and pay it forward. So, that being said, while I was making the video, I realized I didn't really go into the why. So, before I start with the how, let me quickly go over the why, which is very important. So, I'm just going to read from an article that's very good, very brief, but very good. Why to soak nuts and seeds. And so it talks about phytic acid. It says phytic acid is the main storage form of phosphorus in plant tissues. Phytic acid in grains, nuts, and seeds needs to be neutralized. Otherwise, it binds with minerals in the body, creating nutritional deficiencies. This really isn't an optional step. We should soak all the nuts, seeds, and grains that we eat to better access their nutrition, but also to create a gentler digestive process. Soaked refers to a soaking process in salted or acidulated, I guess acidified water that creates an enzymatic change within nuts and seeds. Raw nuts are dormant, storing nutrients and protecting themselves from winter. In this state, nuts are indigestible. A diet too heavy in raw or roasted nuts or seeds that haven't been soaked or sprouted will deplete the body of its much needed minerals. Digestive discomfort or allergic reactions after eating nuts can be the body's way of telling us that the digestive mechanism is being overly taxed. Conversely, when we soak nuts and seeds before eating them, our bodies can access their nutrition. Okay, now this reminds me of a very important step that I actually forgot. So in the video, it will not show me salting the water. I forgot you need to salt the water. I did remember to put apple cider vinegar in with my almonds though. But yes, the next time I do it, I need to put salt in the water. But trust me, I think even just soaking the nuts and seeds in just plain water definitely still has an effect. So that being said, now that you know the why, here is the how.
Okay, I'm about to get some things soaking for the overnight, starting with some raw sunflower seeds, and I'm just going to pour them in. And this is about a 16-ounce bag. I'm not able to get organic lately, which is sort of a drag, but beggars can't be choosy. And I've got, again, a 16-ounce bag of raw pumpkin seeds. In there. And then I had a 16-ounce bag of almonds, but I only have 5 racks in my dehydrator, so I know for a fact that doing a full pound of the pumpkin and the sunflower seeds means I'm going to have 2 trays of each of these because they swell in size. So that just leaves only one last tray. So since I have a bunch of almonds still done that I can use, I'm just going to do a half a bag here. So anyway, a couple things. One is I do add a little bit of Bragg's apple cider vinegar into the almond mixture, just like a dollop. It's not rocket science. And then we're just going to fill the bowls with water. Just like that. You could use filtered water if you have the resources. We do have filtered Berkey water, but I'm just going to save it. I think for the purposes of soaking seeds, it's fine. In Portland, they don't fluoridate our water, so that's good. But all this water gets poured off with all the enzyme inhibitors anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to stir these up with a spoon, make sure all the seeds are fully covered with water, put like a plate on top of them, and let them sit overnight. Tomorrow then I will strain them off and get them loaded into the dehydrator. And the reason I do this is to get the enzyme inhibitors off of the seed skins, which makes digestion a lot easier. Okay. Okay, it's the next day and everything has soaked overnight, and just wanted to get some footage of what the soaking water will look like the next day. This is the sunflower seeds. You see it's got sort of like a murkiness to it. These are the pumpkin seeds, and I've noticed with this variety of Trader Joe's pumpkin seeds, I don't get a whole lot of residue off of them. Other brands that I've tried over the years, that varies. But these look pretty clean. I'd say if you took the pumpkin seeds out and looked at the water, it would have a green hue. So it's definitely taking some of the enzyme inhibitors off for sure. And then over here, the almonds are probably the most pronounced. You can see the residue. It's like a brown cloudiness in the water, and it's very effective. So, and the almonds are lighter in color now. So these now you could eat them like this, but I like to make them crunchy again so that I can make granola with them. And you can tell they're lighter in color. So they're just easier to digest now. All those nasty enzyme inhibitors are in the water. We're going to strain these off, and I'm going to load them up into the dehydrator. Okay, I'm down here in the basement where my dehydrator lives, and everything's put onto trays, and I just wanted to get a little bit of footage. My dehydrator has these stainless steel racks, but I had to buy some like silicone mats for some of the smaller seeds so they wouldn't fall through the holes. So I used those silicone mats on the pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. The almonds are large enough where they don't slip through, and there's the sunflowers. So that's how I do it. And then I'm going to just load them up over here into the dehydrator. And I guess I'll do a quick video at the end. I'll just turn this off for a second and finish it up once everything's in there. Okay, I just loaded everything up into the dehydrator, and it's still coming to temperature. I set mine for 24 hours at, it's going to go up to 105, and that should be a low enough setting where there's not too much heat to degrade the rawness of the seeds. So yes, that's why I do that. I did buy this from a company called like the Sausage Maker, because I think a lot of people who make sausage use the dehydrator for meat and jerky and things. But the product itself came with a manual, TSM products, and I went with this one because it's all stainless steel. But I feel like now in hindsight, it was probably overkill. I had a good job at the time and could afford it, but it was very expensive. You can get dehydrators a lot cheaper than that. What I paid, which was a lot. But yeah, I'll just open it up real quick. See the inside. Yeah, it's got all the trays in there, and the heating element is in the back, and this has been working great for me for years. I did get away from doing this process for a little while, for a few years actually, because I started ordering nuts and seeds in bulk through like mail order companies, and what was happening is I was getting rancid product, and the nuts were rotten and past their prime, and same with the nuts and same with the seeds. So yeah, it really turned me off. I lost a lot of money. Took me so much time to work with the batches of like rancid nuts and seeds. I tried to salvage what I could. Anyway, it burnt me out, and I just sort of like shelved the whole thing, and I'm just now getting back to it, and simplified everything. You know, I'm just buying nuts and seeds in smaller quantities at Trader Joe's and wherever else I can find good quality products, and in small batches, not in bulk anymore. And I also modified my granola recipe. The recipe I used to use was so complicated, had so many different ingredients, and it just burnt me out. So I've picked something much simpler, and it's been working out great. And I just make this granola and smash it down into like a casserole dish. And then when I want to bring some to work or have some as a snack, I just scoop it out with a spoon and eat it in a little bowl. And it saves me the trouble of like pressing the granola down into bars and cutting the bars and then wrapping the bars. It's like a lot of steps you can just alleviate if you just do it in a casserole dish. So that's what I've been doing. I do have a sweet tooth, so I like to have something sweet around that's not processed, and the main ingredients in these bars is like oats, and then the nuts and seeds, coconut, a couple chocolate chips, not too many, and then the liquids that I use, I have a recipe for honey butter granola, and then I have a recipe for peanut butter, honey, butter as well. And both are great, and I don't feel the need to actually even try anymore because these two are going to work for quite a while for me. But yeah, I like to dehydrate everything and get it stocked in my fridge once it's all done, and then I'm all set for a few more weeks. So that is all. Okay, it's the next day and everything is dehydrated, and the last step is to get everything packed up into containers. I choose to use glass jars, and it helps to have a wide tooth funnel for packing, but you could use anything. So yes, you get the point.
Thanks for watching. Over and out for now.